Momentum for Liberty to go on that 26-13 run.
Yeah.
How does it feel when things are not necessarily falling for you statistically in the scoring category, but you can impact the game a lot?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is I'm on a team with a lot of weapons and a lot of versatility. So even when my offense isn't really there right now, I have teammates that are going to pick me up and be there for me. But they still have the belief in me down the stretch to put me in good situations. And so for me, it's just trusting my preparation. Statistically, the numbers are going to drop at some point, but just keeping that same mindset of being aggressive. And yeah, I was happy to just be able to add to it.
Tosh, you always talk about how basketball is the main thing on this team, just especially after the loss in the last game. How have you noticed this team kind of recover, especially going down 17 and then recovering for the win this week?
Yeah, I mean, a loss was bound to happen. We're not going to have an undefeated season. That's just a part of it. But I'm really proud of how this team battled back. We had a really hard and good practice yesterday to just kind of get back to us and work on some things that we needed to work on. But we just need to continue to get better on the defensive, and I think that's where we're having our little hiccups right now. Our offense is great. When we're in transition and can run, we're great. But our defense, we got to hang our hat on it a little bit more.
Is there anything specifically defensively that's...
No, I think it's just our ball screen coverages. We're still learning this new defense. So it's just going to take time.
Tosh, you talk a lot about how selfless this team is.
Yes.
And for Breanna Stewart to take on Ryan Howard as a defensive assignment, and for you guys to shake up the starting five today,
For sure.
top down, what does that mean about 1 through 11 right now, or whatever on this team?
Everybody eats, next man mentality, next woman mentality, next woman up. And Stewie is one of the best to ever do it, but when her number is called, she's so versatile that we can put her in those types of positions, and I think she did a phenomenal job tonight, especially after a tough game and then coming back having a long road game. Their minutes are up right now, and she still grinded it out, and it was big for us down the stretch in offense too, just making huge plays. So I'm proud of Stewie. She's a big guard out here.
Yeah, offensively, I was going to say, that means she's getting Ryan on the other side too, and Ryan's having a great year defensively.
Yeah.
But the size mismatch, how does that help you as a passer, having Stewie 6'4" against a guard?
Man, it makes my job a lot easier.
Tosh, I'm curious. We just spoke to Marie, and she sort of talked about how she wasn't happy with her first half, and then, went in during halftime, and then the switch flipped, and she was able to have a productive second half.
Yeah.
Sort of the same for you. I guess I'm just curious, mentally, how were you able to flip the switch?
It's our job to win games. It's our job to be professional athletes, and this is a game of you're trying to be perfect in an imperfect game. So sometimes the first half might not go your way, but that mental fortitude to be able to just be like, hey, it's a new half, it's a new 20 minutes, and I'm just going to continue to go out and give the best I can. I think Marine focused a lot on defense, like I did, and allowed her defense to bring her offense, which was great for us. But MJ was huge for us today. I think she was like a plus 23 in that second half, her jersey numbers. So it's just good to see her feeling more of herself the last few games, because MJ is a huge reason as to why we're going to win games.
Tosh.
And Tosh, just to follow up, I mean, there were some moments in the third quarter. You were on the bench. You were watching. Jaylen was playing.
I'm really proud of Jaylen.
Yeah, what were you
I'm
able to
extremely
see
proud of
during all
Jaylen.
that?
Jaylen completely shifted our momentum in that third. I know Sab really put us on our shoulders today, but when you're talking about that third quarter and starting a shift, it was Jaylen, and I'm really proud of her. It's a special relationship that we have as 2 point guards, and just advocating for her behind the scenes to continue to be exactly who she is. But she's a dog on defense. She pushes the pace on offense, and she's just going to continue to get better in her second year. So I'm just really excited for her today. It's a huge third quarter, picking me up in a lot of ways too, and so I appreciate that.
Tosh, normally we ask this question after a loss, but this is the type of game you can really learn about your team. So basically,
For sure.
What did you learn about yourselves as a team in a game like this?
That it doesn't matter how many points that we go down when it's about Liberty basketball, we play the right way.
And your definition, what is Liberty basketball? What is
Selfish,
Liberty basketball?
positionless, exciting, fast-paced, dogs. That's just what it is.
Liberty 50.
Liberty.
And Natasha, Sabrina, you're not screwed. all-time leader tonight in 30-point games. You've been one of her biggest challenges over the years. Where do you think Sabrina has grown as an offensive player, and how have you contributed to that?
I feel like Sab has always been a special offensive player. She continues to add to her game. Her change of pace is something that I talked about tonight. Her change of pace has gotten so much better. She's able to take contact, finish through it. She's able to extend, have a quick release off of our ball screens or quick threes. She just continues to be just one of the most special players on the offensive side. But I think where Sab's game has grown a lot is her defense, which people don't necessarily talk about. Sab is defending people, and that makes a world of a difference for us.
Natasha, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
All is well with you. Al kind of stole my question. I was going to ask about Sab having, back-to-back 30-point games for the first time in her career, second time in New York Liberty history.
We love that.
Just speak about how dynamic it was just for her performance tonight, and what it's like to just have two players like Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu who can just erupt that in the moment.
Man, it's special because you can really just depend on those two every single night. You know what you're going to get from them. But Sab, especially these last two games, she's really put us on her back a little bit on the offensive end. But she's just a special player, and she's a great leader for us. Whether it's her vocality or leading by example on the floor, she's just getting it done. And how do you not win the head of your snake? And all three of them are doing their jobs and putting their bodies on the line. You see Stewie diving on the floor, Sab diving on the floor, JJ getting up and getting blocks, even though she's coming back from being off for about a week and a half. When you have that in your leadership, it just makes you want to play a lot harder.
And Tosh, basketball aside, just want to ask you on a personal level, how are you doing mentally? How you feeling?
I
see that
appreciate
you're
that.
advocating for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And just ball aside, like how are you? Like how are you feeling?
I appreciate that question. It's heavy because while you're trying to be a leader on the court, you're still trying to do your part off the court as well and in your community. The intersectionalities of what makes me me is a lot of what I'm passionate about, but we're in a turmoil right now in our country. We have a blatant attack on our democracy. I think this administration is putting us in really tough positions. There is a sense of, for me, human decency, human morality, human concern, empathy, and sympathy. Those aren't debatable things. To want kids to grow up and have a chance to grow up, whether it's here in America or across the seas in Gaza, that shouldn't be up for debate. So I just ask for all of us to really take some self-accountability, look in the mirror, and just really ask ourselves, like, are we being a good human being? Are we being a decent human being that cares about our neighbors, that cares about others? Because when I go home from this game and I take a Liberty jersey off, I'm affected by so many different things. Being an athlete doesn't protect us. We go out into these communities and we face the challenges that a lot of our communities are facing right now. I don't know about y'all, but I know my constitutional rights. I know my freedom of speech. I know my freedom to be able to galvanize and protest. I know that everybody, you don't have to be a citizen, all people within the confines of the United States of America, this is our Constitution, are allowed due process, and that is the truth. So any other form of law is domestic terrorism on our own people. Sending the National Guard, the last time we ever did that was with MLK, and to protect those marching in Selma. We've never turned the National Guard against our own civilians. To also turn the Marine, who my grandfather was a Marine, and fought for our rights and our freedoms here. Marines they do two things. They kill and they destruct. That is their job. They are our most elite level military base. They are not meant to be turned on our people in any shape or form. And also, I respect our troops. I don't think that we should be putting them in situations and in fights that are unnecessary. I just think that we're at a really tough time in our country, and it's been really special for me to see everyone coming together. When I talk about the power belongs to the people, all those marches that you're seeing, everybody galvanizing and standing up for one another, that's what makes this country beautiful. That's what makes America great. Anything other than that is bullshit. Anything other than that is cowardly. Anything other than that is domestic terrorism against our own people, and we will not stand for it.
Thanks, Tosh.
6 million people. It's a
I
lot of people.
appreciate